Hello, welcome to Abington News and Views. I'm Sean Lee, and today we have with us Karen Koff, the owner of Visiting Angels. Karen, thanks for coming onto the show today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, Karen, could you describe for us what, for anybody out there watching, because I know a lot of people are facing this issue with the aging population now having to help take care of their parents. But could you describe the services that Visiting Angels provides to keep older people living independently at home?
Sure. We provide non-medical home care services for adults and seniors. This way we're helping them to maintain their independence at home while giving family members peace of mind. And when I say non-medical, I'm talking about the non-skilled things such as meal preparation, light housekeeping, medication reminders, pet care if necessary, errands, shopping, transportation. We provide care either on a couple hours a day. We can do it during the day, we can do it in the evening, we can do it on weekends, we can do it on holidays, we can do it from 1 hour a day to 24 hours a day. So our services really are geared to what the individual needs.
So this is either them living independently at home, or they can also, let's say, as I was saying, already living with maybe their daughter or their son's family. They can still come in.
Absolutely, because a lot of times the adult children are not always home during the day, so they need some help either during the day when they're at work, or maybe if they want to go out on the weekend, or if they're whatever the situation be, if they're out late at night and they just don't want mom and dad to be home alone.
Now, what's involved in arranging the services?
Normally what happens is someone would call our office and we would get some information over the phone, just getting some basic idea of what the needs are, what the concerns are, and making sure that these are non-medical needs. Then we'll go and we'll set up an appointment to come out to the home to do a health assessment. We're non-medical, but we like to get the basic health information, see where the care is being given, be able to meet the individual. Because really we're almost like a matchmaking service in that we want to make sure that our caregivers really match the needs of our clients with skills and experience. And after we have all that, and the next step is then to bring the caregiver out for the client to meet. With Visiting Angels, you get to select your caregiver, and it's very important that the client feels comfortable with the person who'll be coming into their home, and the family as well. And this way it gives them an opportunity to ask questions.
So are all of your employees bonded and insured?
Absolutely. They're all employees, and we also offer, our caregivers have workman's comp, there's workman's comp.
So your services are licensed then, I take it?
Actually, in Pennsylvania right now, you do not need a license to provide non-medical home care. That will be changing. When it changes in Pennsylvania, we will have the license.
Now, does long-term care insurance cover this service?
Long-term care insurance is actually the only insurance that covers it, because we're talking about the activities of daily living. There are 6 that they look at: eating, bathing, dressing, toileting, transferring, and continence. Normally, as long as 2 out of 6 are not being met, that the individual's having a hard time doing that on their own, that's when it would be paid for through the policy.
Now, who usually contacts you for the services, and what information do they need to evaluate if your services are right for their loved ones?
Usually it's going to be an adult child or a concerned family member, sometimes a friend. Very, very rarely is the person who needs the care the one that's picking up the phone and calling us. It's someone who's noticing and seeing a change, or knowing that there's going to be a need. Sometimes we might, they might be leaving a hospital or a rehab, or it's just something, there's been a fall, something has happened where all of a sudden the family is feeling that we can no longer do this on our own, we need a little additional help.
Now, Karen, what brought you to the decision to open up a Visiting Angels service?
I actually had the opportunity to work with someone who was selling long-term care insurance, and I heard firsthand some of the stories of people who really were very sad to have left their homes. Really wanted to stay in the comforts of their home, but did not have anyone to come and be able to provide the care for them. Talked to children who were in positions where they now had to provide the care. And when I had seen an ad about Visiting Angels, it's located right here in Havertown, it really grabbed me, and I thought this is a wonderful opportunity to be able to help seniors, to help them get the quality of life that they're looking for, while giving family members peace of mind, and caregivers really something that they can, relationships that they can build on.
I think it's a great solution that's out there. But when we get back, we're going to take a commercial break, and when we get back, I want to talk about the qualifications of the Angels, the caregiver, the staff, and we will be right back. Welcome back. I'm Sean Lee, and we've been talking with Karen Koff, the owner of Visiting Angels. Karen, before we were going out to commercial, I wanted to bring up the qualifications of the Visiting Angels caregivers, and how do you screen them? How's the service screen them?
Being that our angels are so important to the quality of our service, we're very careful in screening them. They go through 2 interviews, we do background checks, we do reference checks. We spend a lot of time getting to know our caregivers. Again, it's very important, this type of matchmaking service that we're trying to provide, that the better we know our caregivers and our clients, the better we are at enabling them to make good matches. So we do constant monitoring, check-ins with our caregivers, making sure that everything's okay. So we really try and get to know them. And again, the reference checks, the background checks, the interviews, all the screening. We also do random drug tests because it's very important. And we're very selective on who gets to be an angel.
So do the clients then get to choose who the angel would be, or the caregiver?
Absolutely.
They're not just, you don't just send somebody out and they say, oh, that's who we're stuck with.
Right. When I go out for that first meeting to gather all the information, I come back a second time with the caregiver to make the introduction. It's very hard for someone to invite somebody to come into their home that's a stranger. But I always tell someone the first time they're a stranger, but that day when they come in to start to provide care, they're no longer a stranger. And there's already a comfort level. And if the client does not feel comfortable or the caregiver does not feel comfortable, we bring back another caregiver.
Now, Karen, I know there's a lot of services out there for caregiving with the elderly. What do you feel sets Visiting Angels apart from those other potential services or companies that are doing maybe something similar?
I'm going to say the top 2 things that I can think of is, one, that we do bring our caregivers out, that the client is able to select their own caregiver. Very, very important in building that relationship between the client and the caregiver, and actually our Visiting Angel service. The other thing is that we answer calls in 15 minutes. A lot of times we answer them right away because we answer the phones 24 hours a day. So no matter what time somebody calls during the day, our office hours are from 8:30 to 5. But we all answer the phone Monday through Friday, 24 hours a day. On the weekend, it does not matter. If someone needs us, a client or a caregiver, they can always get in touch with us.
Karen, what do you think is some of the biggest benefits that for people that are, let's say, taking care of their elderly parent is still living on their own? What do you think the benefits are in using Visiting Angels for that son or daughter, or those families that can't be there all the time with their parent?
Right. Whether it's because in the sandwich generation they're just very busy taking care of their own children and work along with, trying to help out with mom and dad, or they might be living in another state. Knowing that there's somebody that's coming in on a regular basis that's checking on them, the support, the peace of mind that the families gain by having Visiting Angels in the home, I think it's tremendous.
Now, how do you handle, let's say the person needs groceries or they need to get to a doctor's appointment? How does Visiting Angels handle that situation? How do you provide that?
We're more than happy to do errands and shopping, groceries like that for somebody, especially in the winter months. If someone doesn't want to go out in the cold, we'll just take their list, go out, do the marketing. We will, if the caregiver is using their car, reimburse them for mileage. When we're transporting a client, that must be done in the client's car. We will not put a client in a caregiver's car.
Insurance purposes, I take it?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, I also understand, you were talking before we came on air today, that Visiting Angels provides a unique program called Family Advantages. What is that exactly?
Family Advantage is a wonderful program that we provide to our care recipients and their families. They get to take advantage of special offers and discounts. We have things like through Energizer for batteries for hearing aids, the monitoring systems, Depends, Ensure. There's a variety of different things, and it really helps take advantage of items that they would use every day.
Now, you also have the ability to do a biography of like a legacy. Mm-hmm. So can you tell us about this service and how you go about it?
And this is a wonderful program that we have through Visiting Angels, Capturing Life Stories, where a lot of times people will try and do the autobiographies of a loved one. They might start it, but they don't finish. We actually have a kit. We've got the questions. We have the tapes. It's a wonderful keepsake to pass down to family members, future generations, to get all the experience and knowledge all in one kind of keepsake, to have for the family.
Oh, so it's kind of like a DVD type thing?
Right now it's on tape, but yeah, it's a whole little kit. And our caregivers that are doing it are trained, specially trained, so we can either show the family, we can sell the kit separately, or the caregiver can come in and do it.
Well, Karen, I have to say this program, Visiting Angels, the service and the programs that you offer are absolutely essential today. And I know because I talk to so many other people, and I hear a lot of people talking about what are we going to do? It's an issue that many people are faced with today.
Definitely.
And this is an excellent solution. Anybody out there that needs it, I would certainly say get in touch with Karen and the Visiting Angels and make your life a lot easier as well. And I would like to thank you, Karen, for being on the show, and we will be right back.